The Heritage family and I, Venu Bihani, extend a warm welcome to our distinguished speakers, honorable dignitaries, respected trustees, members of Board of Governors, faculty and staff members of the Heritage Institute of Technology. Today, the 5th of September, is a ceremonious occasion for us, as it is our 21st Foundation Day program, joyously celebrated on Teachers' Day, commemorating the birth anniversary of Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan. In these troubled times, the entire teaching community of Heritage stands in solidarity to the commitment to the cause of education, conveying our respect and sincere gratitude to the founding members of the Trust. We humbly salute all teachers, the dreamers who inspire action, for dedicating their lives to the building of academic institutions as well as the nation at large. We shall pay our homage to late Professor Pranay Chaudhary, former principal of our institute, without whose contribution the institute would not have achieved such heights. Today's celebration in hybrid mode is a way to reiterate that we are distanced only in space, but not in soul. The Foundation Day celebration will be followed by the Teachers' Day program. We will proceed with an apposite invocation through the recital of Saraswati Vandana. May I request Ms. Manjari Chatterjee for the recital. May Goddess Saraswati bless us with wisdom and creativity. We request our distinguished speakers, Swami Atmapriyanandji Maharaj and Professor M Sharma, along with our honorable trustees and other dignitaries present online and offline, to join in the ceremony of lighting of the lamp of knowledge. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasvai Shri Guruve Namaha. We have two most respected, distinguished professors who had made a significant contribution for the promotion of education and research. May I invite Atma Priyanandaji Maharaj on such an auspicious day. Thank you, sir. Now I would like to invite Sri Vikram Swaroop ji to honor Padma Vibhushan Professor M Sharma ji.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We now invite Professor Bashap Chaudhary, Principal of our Institute, to deliver the welcome address.
Respected Chairman of the Board of Governors of the Heritage Institute of Technology, Sri P.R. Agarwala, respected Chairman of the Kalyan Bharati Trust, Sri H.K. Chaudhary, respected Vice Chairman of the Trust, Sri Vikram Swaroop, respected Secretary, Sri Shajjan Bhajankaji, all the respected members of the Trust, my respected colleagues, Sri Prabir Roy, Director, and the Chief Executive Officer, Sri Pradeep Agarwal, respected members of the faculty, staff, administrative personnel, my dear students, all the alumni, and our respected guests of the day, Professor M Sharma and Swami Atma Priyanandaji Maharaj. Today is the Teachers' Day, and before I say anything, I pay my respect to two of my teachers present today, Professor M Sharma and Swami Atma Priyanandaji. Professor M Sharma is my PhD supervisor and mentor, and whatever I am today is largely because of him. Swami Atma Priyanandaji taught me physics at Vidya Mandira, and his affection is like light ray showing me path in life. I send my pranam to both my teachers. I feel that our institution will definitely get ignited with their blessings for our future growth. Today happens to be the foundation day of the Heritage Institute of Technology, and this is the 21st foundation day. We are celebrating this day online, responding to the demand of the pandemic times. In the last 20 years, the heritage has grown enormously, and the commitment of all concerned has been exemplary. Here, I recall the contributions of the just departed Professor Pranoy Chaudhary. Prior to that, Professor B.B. Poira, he is also my teacher, and whom I salute on this particular day. Today, we remember with respect and gratitude the hard work, commitment, and dedication of all the trustees and associated who dreamt of this institution. Their support helps heritage stand tall. We are grateful to all of them. Today, our institution is one of the best institutions in the country and committed towards quality education and research. Finally, members of the faculty and students of our institution have been the best. They have toiled hard and results are for everyone to see. But there should not be any complacency. The road to excellence is always in the making, and the journey is endless. I welcome all of you today. I thank you for your kind presence. Let us rejoice and at the same time rededicate ourselves to the cause of the Heritage Institute of Technology. The best always competes. Let us continue our journey to excellence. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. We shall proceed to the presentation of awards of excellence to members of faculty and staff. Requesting Dr. Sujit Kumar Barua, Registrar, to announce the names of awardees. I request Sri P.R. Agarwala ji and Sri Vikram Swaroop ji to kindly present the awards. Over to Dr. Baru.
Yeah. We have 3 recipients of Award for Excellence 2021. At first, I request Professor Sujay Saha to come on the stage. Professor Dr. Sujay Saha, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, has been selected for contribution in outstanding research accomplishment. Professor Sujay Saha. Next, Professor Dr. Shaumo Chatterjee. Professor Dr. Shaumo Chatterjee, Assistant Professor, Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, has been selected for outstanding teaching. Next, Sri Arunabha Majumdar. Sri Arunabha Majumdar, Section Officer 2, has been selected for outstanding services to HIT community. Sri Arunabha Majumdar.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Dr. Baru. May we request Sri P.R. Agarwala ji, Chairman, Heritage Institute of Technology, to say a few words on this landmark occasion.
Respected Swami Atmapriyanand Ji Maharaj, Professor M Sharma, my fellow trustees and other dignitaries. I am pleased to note that Heritage Institute of Technology is observing the 21st Foundation Day. I cannot believe it. As I look back, I see the commitment, dedication, and hard work of a team over the past 20 years. The students, teachers, administrative staff, alumni, and fellow trustees deserve kudos for a great job. Long live HIT. Long live HIT.
Thank you, sir. Sri H.K. Chaudhary ji, Chairman, Kalyan Bharti's Trust, is traveling presently, but he has taken out time to address us in the form of a video.
I take this opportunity to welcome Professor M Sharma on the Foundation Day ceremony of Heritage Institute of Technology. I take the opportunity to welcome Swami Atmapriyanand ji on this occasion of Foundation Day ceremony of Heritage Institute of Technology. I aspire our students and faculty to grow and progress in the coming years in their life and in their profession and in their career. Heritage Institute of Technology has got a tremendous experience and enthusiasm to progress this institute as much as possible. I thank you very much, all of you, to have inspired us on this occasion.
Thank you for your kind words, sir. May I call upon Sri Vikram Swaroop ji, Vice Chairman, Kalyan Bharti Trust, to address the august gathering.
Respected Swami Atmapriyananji Maharaj, Professor M Sharma, Sri P.R. Agrawal, Chairman HIT, my other fellow trustees and dignitaries on and off line. Completion of 20 years of the Heritage Institute of Technology is very satisfying to me. The days of infancy comes to mind. A sapling was planted 20 years ago. Now it has grown in expanse and depth. People ask me a question, what is your vision for 30 years from today? I'm from 30th Foundation Day. What do we want to achieve? This is an interesting question and very easy to answer. The answer is that we want to be the best institute in the country after 20 years, after our 30th anniversary. But how do we become that? If we wait for the 30th year to come to achieve what we want, we will not achieve it. We'll have to continuously strive towards it from today, 20th year, 21st year, 22nd year, 23rd year, and so on. It's always a work in progress. And for this, according to me, what we need, a college or institute is known by the quality of its faculty and the quality of its students. As far as the trustees are concerned, we can only provide the infrastructure and administration to achieve this. And we have to strive to select the best faculty. And I'm glad to tell you that we have best faculty today over here. So our kudos to the faculty and the students that they produce. Thank you very much. All success to the HIT family.
Thank you for your kind words, sir. Shri Sajanji Bhajanka, Secretary, Kalyan Bharati Trust, is present with us virtually. We request you, sir, to please say a few words.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Swami Atmapriyananji, Sri M Sharma ji, all the dignitaries on dais, all the dignitaries virtually present, all the faculties of HIT, and all the participants. Really, it is a great day for us. Some of us dreamed this project maybe 22 years back. 1 year we consumed in conceptualizing and gathering our friends to collaborate with this project. And around a year back, that is in 2020, we started construction. For a year, construction was going on day and night. And we fixed a date under the leadership of Sri Harikishanji Chaudhary, who was our inspiration and who motivated us that time, along with his school, to promote engineering college also. And I very fondly remember that then Governor Sri Virensa, he invited us to appraise him about the development of our engineering college and school. And that time, then Education Minister Sri Kanti Vishwas was also present in that meeting. So when we told him that we are going to inaugurate Heritage Institute of Technology on 4th of September, immediately he advised us, why not on 5th? 5th is a teacher's day. So instead of 4th, you should inaugurate on 5th. Immediately we accepted his suggestion, and really it was a very valid suggestion. And on this great day, on the birthday of Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishna, we are celebrating our Foundation Day. So, and I am thankful to the Almighty, because I personally believe that the plot of land where Heritage School, HIT, and other institutions are existing, that plot of land is a blessed plot of land by the Almighty. So whatever we have conceived, whatever we have undertaken, it was completed well within budget and well within time. And all are astoundingly successful. So we are proud, and our only aspiration as a trustee is that create an institution of excellence. And I am really proud our students, after leaving Heritage, graduating from here, they pursued various careers, and some of them did higher research, and many of them are very important positions world over. And they are our ambassador to the whole world. And we are proud with the help of our faculties, our authorities. We shall continue this pursuit in future. Thank you very much.
Thank you for inspiring words, sir. Shri H.P. Budhia ji, trustee and member of Board of Governors, is requested to kindly speak a few words on this occasion.
Yes. Respected Atmayanand ji, Professor M Sharma, my fellow trustees and faculty and other attendees to the today's program. It's really a great day, as has already been said, that today, having birthday of Dr. Radhakrishnan, at the same time Shikshak Divas, and Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, that way all the teachers, amongst them, we feel proud that yes, we are definitely availing an opportunity to be with them and having their sort of best wishes and Ashirwad. With that then, heritage, the word itself is to go to the heritage. That means our old customs and old sort of the traditions of this great nation. Now, this particular institution of us, heritage, definitely pursuing, having the mixture of the old sort of the customs and sanskars, and at the same time matching to the modern requirements. Heritage institution, and particularly having different faculties, but particularly HIT, now in words of APJ Kalam, have a vision, always have a dream and a big dream. Now the dream has come true. The fellow, 20 or 22 of us had the dream, and today that dream has come true, and we can definitely acclaim that heritage, our institute, is one of the best institute already certified and acclaimed by the, education world and so many of the other institutions. And as Mr. Bhajanka has rightly said, that in time to come, we are going to be one of the best institute, not only in India, but in the world. I can only wish the best to the students, and their achievements are already on record and coming true. Having different achievements, we can feel proud that yes, they belong to heritage. I can only wish the best to all of them, and for future, because man mange more, there is no end to have the excellence. So in future, they are to do much better and prove the name of heritage, and we will feel proud along with. Thank you very much and wish the best.
Thank you for your motivating words, sir. Now I request Sri Vishambar Saranji, trustee and former chairman, Heritage Institute of Technology, to address the gathering.
Good morning, everyone. All the respected invitee dignitaries, fellow trustees, the faculty members, and the students. It's only the other day that I remember, on this day, that Mr. Bhajanka one day called me when we were living in the same building, that we would like you to become a member of the trust board. For me, I did not understand how much it is going to grow, how well it will perform. Today, I find it extremely heartening that in the 20 years period, which is nothing in the education field, it has already become distinguished one of the India's best engineering colleges. And as my previous speakers were saying, it's a matter of time, we will be by far the best institute in the country.
Thank you, sir. Now I request Sri Prabir Roy ji, Director, Kalyan Bharati Trust, to address the august gathering.
Respected Chairman and member of the trust who are present physically or virtually. Our honored guest, Professor M Sharma and Swami Priyanandaji, principals, professors, students, and staff who are present physically or virtually. I feel really happy to be a part of this celebration, 20 years of Heritage Institute of Technology. Today, HIT is one of the top institutes of the country, which is the result of not only hard work of the entire group of all stakeholders, our dedicated trustees, the professors, the students, and the staff. It's also a teamwork. I must emphasize that it has been a tremendous teamwork with less politics, little political activities. And that's a huge, huge achievement. And with this teamwork and with this commitment, I hope we will see a huge university in this campus in the near future. I wish HIT and the incoming university all the best. Good day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. We will now request Professor M Sharma to share his words with the gathering. Professor M Sharma is a great teacher and researcher. He is the Emeritus Professor of Eminence of Institute of Chemical Technology, Mumbai. Professor Sharma is recipient of Padma Bhushan and Padma Vibhushan. He was the president of Indian National Science Academy and is a fellow of all the academies of sciences of the country. He is also a fellow of the Royal Society, London. He was elected honorary fellow by the Royal Academy of Engineering and is associate of the US National Academy of Engineering. He has been a guide to over 71 PhD scholars. We are very proud of having him in our midst in some of the many international conferences held at our campus with his enlightened speeches. Sir, kindly deliver the keynote address to this august gathering.
Thank you. Trustees of the Heritage Institute, Professor Bishop Chaudhary, fellow teachers, dear students, members of the Board of Governors. First of all, I bring greetings to you on this great occasion, the Teachers' Day. I have some credentials because all my life I was a teacher, and I enjoyed every bit of it along with research, bit of administration, and consulting with industry. It is a combo which I heartily recommend to all the faculty members and to the members of the Board of Governors and trustees that please have this symbiosis of teaching, research, consulting, and some who will have to share the responsibility of administration like Professor Bishop Chaudhary, who happened to be one of my outstanding students, research student. In fact, as you are told, I have visited your verdant campus and I have enjoyed. What struck me was that your acronym you really hit many goals. Whatever you had chartered for yourself, as we have been informed repeatedly by the trustees and other speakers, you have hit many goals. And I was struck by the fact that you want to now expand into different areas. My suggestion to you would be to make sure that they don't work in isolation, that they orchestrate amongst themselves, because subjects have become interdisciplinary. And bringing medical school will bring in a whiff of fresh air. I want to cite for you the example of IIT Kharagpur, which has started medical school. But there was a background because many of our institutions had the background of the British universities like Mumbai University, Calcutta University, Madras universities, which were planned during the British time. And Imperial College of Science and Technology was modified and became Imperial College of Science, Technology, and Medicine. So it would be a great move if you also. But at the same time, the medical school people should not be in isolation with respect to engineering and sciences. And you may also consider, if you find it feasible, to have a course in industrial economics, because Calcutta was the original center of industrial activity in India, and you wish to multiply that activity in a big way. Having been a teacher all my life, why did I pick up teaching? On Teachers' Day, it will be worthwhile for us to inspire people to come for teaching. I had many offers overseas as well as in industry, but I had an earnest desire to bring up people and bring up people far better than myself. I enjoyed every moment of my teaching. In fact, I never missed a lecture in my 33 years of life, and I always taught junior class as well. So the third year chemical engineering, fourth year chemical engineering, postgraduate, and of course research. Now, teaching without research is sterile, and research without teaching is not sufficiently rewarding. It is our job to transmit thoughts to students in a chewable way. It is our job to make subjects so good, so easy to digest that students like it. I remember when a subject like thermodynamics is not taught properly, students develop a kind of disdain for that subject. Now, how do we transmit in-depth knowledge? This will not happen if we are not engaged in research. I would therefore sincerely urge the trustees, board of governors, to see that the research activity is intensified. In fact, I was chairing the Empowered Committee of UGC for promoting a doctoral program throughout India, and it has brought very handsome dividends. These days, you will see even institutes of management advertising a PhD program, which was not the case, say, about 10, 12 years ago. So the doctoral program, in fact, there is an established view that the prosperity of nation is directly linked to number of PhDs per million population. The number of PhDs that were coming out of IITs, all the old IITs, was well under 100. With this intensified approach from MHRD, with which I was very heavily associated in several ways, I'm glad to be able to say that the number of PhDs coming out of IITs has now increased by leaps and bounds. Typically, older ones are now graduating more than 400 PhDs or around that figure. I would therefore urge you to see that your PhD program flourishes. The transmission of ideas to disbelieving students is not an easy job. Many people think, what is there in teaching? When they're asked to teach a course, first day they perspire. They realize that how difficult it is to teach. And therefore, our job is also to inspire people to come for this vocation. Now, salaries are not bad. When I took up the professorship in 1964, the Sukha salary was 1,000 rupees a month with nothing for house rent, nothing at all. Yet, I took this job, quarter of my salary in prevalent industrial establishments in Bombay. Why? I just loved teaching. What a pleasure it is today to see several of my students and collaborators who have reached such great heights in their life. Now, as I mentioned earlier, in applied sciences, like in medical practice, it is very important to have intimate links with industry. Trustees are highly accomplished. I know, for example, how leading position is occupied by Paharpur in cooling towers. I used to teach that course. And the way that course was taught in early 60s and the way that course in cooling towers will be taught today will be very different, because the advances that have taken place in the computational fluid mechanics and you people are stalwarts in industry, the trustees, and you have been so gracious to usher in HIT. I would urge you to see that this live link between HIT and industry by way of students taking training and giving consulting assignments so that they are propped up. Initial consulting assignments may come from one of the trustee companies, and then for 2 years you watch whether they're able to fetch consultancy in other companies or not. The reason why I'm emphasizing consultancy is provides a live pipeline for placement of postgraduate students and doctoral students. I recall in 60s how difficult it was in chemical industry to push PhDs into industry. And I undertook to go and meet the captains of industry at managing directors level as well as general managers level and told them how PhDs will benefit them. I'm glad to be able to tell you that within 5 years, the demand increased so much that we are not able to cope up with the supply of PhDs. My own institution, we vigorously pursued the PhD program. The number of PhDs per faculty member is one of the best in the country. Now, this doesn't happen in an innocent way. You have to really pursue it very, very vigorously. And teachers have a role to play because good students, they say, I'm getting a very good job. Why should I come for MTech and PhD program? We have to convince them that this will put them on a better pedestal. It's not all that easy to do that, but by examples, you can prove to them that this is indeed the case. And the whole orchestration of teaching, research, consulting is extremely beneficial. Imagine a surgeon, he's teaching course in surgery without practicing surgery. I have always liked to give example of that kind to say that you want to teach a course without any in-depth knowledge, research, and industrial backing. One has to be up to date. I feel very strongly that life, for example, of a chemical engineer or electrical engineer, half-life is no more than 5 years. You have to really update. And perhaps you may also consider having these refresher courses for your students. Now you are already, your graduates, first batch of graduates would have come out 16 years ago. So it may be a good idea also to have refresher courses of a 1 week's duration or thereabouts, so that you also have. I also trust that you have created your alumni association. In case you haven't, please see that you have a vibrant alumni association, because alumni help. We have hardcore experience. IITs have hardcore experience. Institute of Science was not having their alumni linkage in a strong way. They have moved in that direction. You can see the kind of benefits the alumni have bestowed in different IITs with very, very outstanding donations. It's not only donations, it's a question of live linkages with the produce of the institute. And I would urge you to make sure that you have this vibrant alumni association. I must say that Heritage Institute has done well, but you cannot rest on your the present laurels. You have to work very hard. Swarupji mentioned about what would be the situation in 2030. If you keep that goal in mind, really you have to keep on working harder, and ensure that you get good quality students. Good quality students will come when they feel that the kind of teachers that they are going to meet are going to be outstanding, and there is going to be a very live linkage with industry for their placement. So I wish HIT to keep on hitting different goals they have set for themselves, or they will set for themselves every year. I wish you great success in your endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We are extremely enriched by your words of wisdom and inspiration. It is an honor and privilege for us that you have given us time in spite of your busy schedule. Thank you, sir. We request Swami Atmapriyanandji Maharaj to shower his blessings on us on such an auspicious day. Swami Atmapriyanandji Maharaj is Pro-Chancellor of Ramakrishna Mission Vivekananda Educational and Research Institute, Belur Math. Swamiji is a very senior monk of the Ramakrishna order. He is a great organizer and an erudite physicist. Swamiji has served as the nominee of University Grants Commission to the Board of Governors of our institute. Currently, he is a special invitee on our board. Maharajji, kindly address the gathering.
Om Bhadram Karne Visriniyama Devaha Bhadram Pashyemakshabhyam Shirairangai Istushtvagum Sastanubhi Yashema Devahitai Yadayuhu Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. I'm sorry for being late. Suddenly there was a program by Ayush Ministry and Yoga Y Protocol app launch, where the Minister of Ayush was present and all the various yoga people. So I had to briefly attend it. They decided the whole thing last night, as it usually happens in the government circles. So I'm very happy to be here this morning to attend the special function, the Foundation Day of the Heritage Institute of Technology, which is now being headed by Dr. Bashav Chaudhary, who was my student. I was his teacher once upon a time. So today is a very special day called the Teachers' Day, where we remember and pay homage to our teachers, secular and spiritual teachers. Because the Paravidya and Aparavidya we will talk about. The Paravidya being the spiritual knowledge which emancipates you from ignorance. The Aparavidya which releases you from secular ignorance. Both of them are equally necessary. In the Mundaka Upanishad, there's a beautiful passage about this. The great householder seeker goes to a sage Angiras and asks him, what is that by knowing which everything can be known? And the answer given is Vedidye, Vedidabhye, Parachaiva, Paracha. Two kinds of knowledge have to be known. One is the Paravidya, the superior knowledge, Aparavidya, the lower knowledge. The lower knowledge being the secular knowledge, which gives you knowledge about secular sciences, arts, humanities, about this world in general, which is also equally necessary as the spiritual knowledge. One is called the Kshetra, the field. Other is called the Kshetrajna, the consciousness that knows this field. And great teachers have been born all over the world in both the Paravidya and the Aparavidya. One of the fundamental characteristics of the human mind is the transmission of knowledge to the next generation. Even animals will, you see this. But from generation to generation, through an unbroken chain of gurus and sishyas, spiritual preceptors and the disciples, teachers and students, knowledge has been transmitted. And knowledge grows and grows. And the new generation is born with a higher knowledge potential than the previous generation. That's how generation after generation, now knowledge grows. Now we talk about the digital age, in which even a child who is born in the present generation, we call it Gen X, Gen Y, Gen Z, and so on. Even a 3-year-old child is more familiar with the Android and the app and the computer, the internet, than a 60-year-old man. Because the knowledge is growing by leaps and bounds, and human brain is capable of absorbing knowledge at a much faster rate than the previous generation. I will narrate you a very interesting story, which is well known to all of us, which was told to us by Dr. Kaushik Basu, the famous economist, who was in the World Bank as vice president for a long time, who was also the chief economic advisor of the government of India is now the Marx professor in the Cornell University in USA. He is very close to the Ramakrishna Mission. He told us a very interesting story of how knowledge is transmitted by a teacher from generation to generation. The story is as follows, which is rather well known. There was a person who was selling some caps. So he had a big basket full of caps, and in the hot sun that was moving around, and became tired, exhausted, perspired, famished. So resting under a tree, and he dozed off. He woke up and found all the caps have gone, the basket was empty. Looked up and saw so many monkeys had taken away the caps. So he didn't know what to do. Then he remembered that his grandfather had told him, the monkeys always imitate what others do. He took out his cap and threw it on the basket. Immediately, all the monkeys came down and threw their caps. They were happily carried. So he told the story to his grandson. See, this is what happened to me. His grandson, once again, after grandfather died, he carried that business. He went to, again, he was carrying a basket of caps. Once again, he fell asleep under a tree. And he woke up, all the monkeys had gone up, taking the caps. Then he remembered what his grandfather had told him. He took his own cap and threw it there. Lo and behold, one monkey smartly came up, took that cap and went away on the top. Then it said, gave us a tight slap on his cheeks and said, we also have grandfathers. My grandfather told me, beware of this, we made that mistake. So don't repeat it. We also have grandfathers. So the funny story means, generation after generation, knowledge is transmitted. And in our country, as in many other countries, many other traditions, the parents are the first teachers. And not even parents, the grandparents. Everywhere it is the grandfather, the grandmother, which teaches children. Because the father is busy and the mother is impatient. It is the grandmother who lovingly and affectionately teaches the child. And it is all the people, grandfathers, who impart great wisdom to the grandchildren. In the Mahabharata, the story of Yaksha Prashna. Most of you know how the Panchapandavas went to quench their thirst. A pond full of drinking good water. When they were about to drink the water, the Yaksha, a kind of demigod residing over the pond, said, stop, don't drink. Answer my questions, then only I'll allow you to drink. But they were too thirsty, so one by one they fell. Lastly, Yudhishthira came. Yudhishthira said, all right, I'll answer your questions. One by one he asked. The famous passage in the Mahabharata called Yaksha Prashna. By way of a story, remarkable pearls of wisdom have been strung together as a wonderful garland in this Mahabharata story. And one of the questions was, how does a person attain to greatness? Mahatva, greatness. An interesting answer given by Yudhishthira, Vriddha Sevaya. A person attains greatness by serving the elderly people, not the parents or grandparents. Unfortunately, in our country now, in the Western society is much worse. The joint family system is almost collapsed, and the children don't have access to the grandparents so much as it used to be earlier. What a joy it was to listen to stories from the Ramayana and Mahabharata from my grandmother. Swami Vivekananda also says how he learned these various stories from his mother and grandmother in his childhood. how this story shaped his life. A teacher is one, as Swami Vivekananda said, who can come down to the level of the student, raise him up to a higher level. What we usually do as teachers, we try to exhibit our knowledge, and the students admire us as extraordinary embodiments of knowledge. Admiration does not translate into wisdom. They don't learn much, they only admire. They don't understand much. Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan's birthday today, there's a story about his Radhakrishnan. When we were young, we were mad after Radhakrishnan's lectures, simply thrilled by his oratory, by his choice of words, by his wisdom. So when I used to attend some of the lectures as a student, and some other boys were around, and there is the Hindi boys, राष्ट्रपति का भाषण कैसा लगा? अरे बहुत बढ़िया, इतना सुंदर बोला, कुछ समझा, कुछ समझ में तो नहीं आया, बहुत बढ़िया हो. He spoke so well, I couldn't understand anything. So if what you teach goes above the heads of students, what is the use of it? Swami Vivekananda therefore said, Sri Ramakrishna alone knew the art of coming down to the level of a student and to speak to the student, the pupil, the child in its own language. Every child has a language. Every child has a way of understanding. And nowadays it is becoming increasingly difficult because children are exposed to so many ideas, YouTube and the internet and Google and so on. So they constantly are exposed to so many ideas that it's very difficult to communicate with them unless you know the language and the idiom. I'll tell you another story which I heard from a management expert. How the new generation has to be taught in an entirely different idiom. The story is as follows. You know the famous story of Crying the Wolf. The story is a shepherd went to a forest and just he wanted to tease everybody, making a fun. Oh, the wolf is coming, wolf is coming. So people rushed to him and there is, oh, no wolf, no wolf. Then people said, why did you call like that? Just making fun. Second time when he did that, people rushed. Then third time, actually the wolf came. Then he was desperate and crying, nobody came. So the teacher told the story and asked the children, my dear children, what is the message that you get from here? One kid got up and said, sir, I have a question. What is it? Don't you know that the UNESCO has banned child labor? What is the age of the shepherd when he is sent for this work? It is punishable that a child is sent to this kind of work. That is my first objection. Second, this story gives the moral that as long as you tell falsehood, people will support you. When you tell the truth, nobody is with you. Twice he told a falsehood and people rushed to help him. Third time when he was truthful, nobody came. Then the teacher was completely aghast. So it is very important that you transmit the knowledge to the younger generation in the idiom in which they understand. So all the old stories in the Puranas, etc., may be good, but it doesn't any longer work. So it has to be put in scientific language, in the language of the internet, in the language of Google, then the people understand. My students came to me and said, Hindu religion is too secretive. There is no transparency. We talk of transparency, we talk of openness, we talk of democracy. Why is it that so much of secretness? You should go to the temple carefully. The mantra which you get from the Guru should not be given to everybody. It is very secret. We don't believe this kind of secret nature of Hinduism. Then for a long time I listened. I said, what you say is absolutely right. But shall I ask a question? You have an email ID? Yes, all of us have email IDs. Can you tell me what's your password? Yeah, my password. My password I will not give it to anybody. How can I give my password to anybody? Then what is there? What is so secret about your password? Why don't you be transparent? No, that thing I cannot give. This is the mantra. There are certain things which can't be opened up. There are certain things which are to be guarded carefully because they are too sacred to be shared. You have now we call about private space and personal space and so on. So you have to talk to them in their idiom. So I tell the students, Hiranyagarbha, the cosmic mind, which is full of wisdom, they don't understand. We don't believe this kind of theory. They said, do you know Google? Google is now the great God. For everything you approach Google, and from Google you download. You upload in the Google, the Wikipedia and so on, then download from there. So a religious person wrote a Google Arati. Jaya Jaya Google Hare, Jaya Jaya Google Hare. Because Google is the great God, by worshipping which you get all knowledge. So if Google had consciousness, that will be the cosmic mind called the Hiranyagarbha, Ishvara. That means it is possible to have a mind of wisdom and quickly download from there. So your mind should be a kind of a Google, or mind should be capable of connecting to the Google anytime through the password. This connectivity means Yujudhatu, connection. Yujudhatu gives rise to the word yoga. Yoga, yukta, nitya yukta, satata yukta, in our scriptures in the Bhagavad Gita. That means you connect. Continuous connectivity, satata yukta, nitya yukta means 24/7 infinite broadband connectivity. That is called religion, that is called yoga. You connect to the cosmic mind so that the individual mind immediately gets all the knowledge. So we have to transmit to our younger generation in a language and an idiom which they understand. What are the qualities required? Our scriptures talk about 5 important qualities of a teacher. One is he should be extremely knowledgeable in the subject. Shrotriya, that is the word used. Second is he should have devotion to the updating of that knowledge constantly. Called Brahmanishtha. Here Brahma means the ultimate Brahman or the Veda. And third is Avrigina. He should be sinless. What is sin in education? Commercialization of knowledge is sin. In lieu of money, out of greed, you sell knowledge, which is happening these days. It's considered a great sin. Avrigina and akamahata. He should not be smitten by small desires, awards, fame, and my name should be published everywhere. These are small, stupid desires which a teacher should avoid like plague. He should be silent, he should be calm, he should shy away from public gaze and silently transmit knowledge. And lastly, most importantly, he should be supremely affectionate and compassionate to the disciples. Paramagarinika. Even the most dullard among the students, don't condemn him or her. Come down to the level of the student, try to raise him. So Shrotriya, Brahmanishtha, Avrigina, Akamahata, Paramakarunika. These are the 5 important qualities of an ideal teacher. On this Teacher's Day, let us try to absorb these ideas as much as possible and try to approximate to the ideal of a teacher who in reality opens the eyes of wisdom. Ajnana timirandhasya jnananjana shalakaya chakshurunmilitam yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I bow down to the teacher who removes my ajnana, ignorance, maybe secular ignorance, it may be spiritual ignorance, by opening my eyes by jnana anjana. So I bow down to this teacher, the supreme teacher, who is in fact Satchidananda, the supreme being, who appears in the form of a teacher from whom we gain knowledge. Let us pay our humble homage to all the teachers of all the countries, all over the world, all the peoples, in all traditions, whatever be the knowledge that they impart, that the collective wisdom of the entire teaching community stored up in the supreme mind called the cosmic mind of the Hiranyagarbha may flow down to us and may constantly be connected to the supreme source of knowledge. So on the foundation day of the Heritage Institute, is my congratulations to the authorities, the principal, the faculty, staff, students, all the organizers of the Kalyana Bharati Trust. May they thrive and increase, as the poem says. May such noble efforts go on. May this institute grow from strength to strength and produce generations of students who are not only technocrats and scientists and engineers, but also men and women of impeccable character, endowed with, as Swami Vivekananda said, heart to feel, head to conceive, and hands to work. Jnana, bhakti, and karma. Thank you so much.
Thank you for always guiding us, Swamiji, along our journey. Thank you, sir. It is the journey which is more important than the destination. And we at Heritage are indeed having a fulfilling and thrilling journey since the last 20 years, which began in the year 2001. A journey which is worth sharing with all of you on this August day. Let us have a glimpse of it on the screen now.
Modeled the basis of education at the Heritage on the Gurukul tradition, where the Shishyas learnt at the feet of their Gurus while sharing their accommodation and growing up to be complete individuals ready to face the challenges of life.
I am the chairman of the entire trust, and our 20 trustees. They are very capable, self-made industrialists in Calcutta. The team down the line, including the principal, administrators, they are all very committed and concerned about the growth. There is nothing like international curriculum. Curriculum is as per own university, country, everywhere different. So what we are trying from the very beginning, that we try to understand what, for example, Oxford is doing, what Cambridge is doing, what other colleges in America are doing, Germany are doing. So we take down the things, new things, which are there but not missing in our curriculum. So that's why we are always very alert about bringing about things. Now the time is coming. We have already completed 20 years of HIT. Now it is time that we are going for maybe deemed to be university or maybe complete, but deemed to be university seems to be logical for us.
started, we had a certain vision. That vision was that we must be a center of excellence. Whatever we do, Kalyan Bharati's aim was that whatever we do, whether it's a school or whether it's a college or whether it's engineering college, whatever it is, it must be everything must be a center of excellence. What we need is very excellent infrastructure, excellent faculty, and excellent students. So now students who are there, when they join us, they're not excellent. I mean, they don't know what they want to be. They have a certain dream, but whether they'll achieve that dream or not, that's in our hands. That's in the hands of HIT.
We are celebrating our 20th Foundation Day of Heritage Institute of Technology. I remember what was the scene on the first day here and what is the scene today. There is no comparison, and I think this institute will grow and grow. And we all means the trustees, the professors, teachers, staff, and every one of the one attached with the heritage want that our institution should be top of the country.
While conceptualizing the heritage group of institutions, we, the trustees, aspired for institutions which would incorporate latest Western educational concepts into our rich cultural heritage. Our institutions should be institutions with a heart and with a joyful environment for learning and adding value for life.
I think it's a holistic way of learning. So every faculty is so involved, every student is so interested to learn differently, and it is there that all-round development and lots of activity will make our student different. So they must be competitive across the world, whether it is quizzes, whether it is hackathons, whether it is sports, whether it is academics, whether it is research. I feel that ultimately research and development will lead us differently. So most of our alumni are into the research and development, and they have got several accolades, whether it is Harvard, Stanford, or any IITs in our country. Whatever we achieved in last 20 years, it is just an inspiring story for all of us, where all the stakeholders need to be congratulated. I feel that our vision for Center of Excellence in Higher Education is continuing, and we are marching ahead for quest for excellence.
I am very happy today in the sense that HIT is completing 20 years, and the message that I will give to everyone is that we need to do continuously well, and our success story should be bigger, larger, and for the benefit of the society. That is what is needed at this hour. We should be the best in all categories, and HIT is having the best people, HIT is having the best students, and if we can apply ourselves, it is possible to really do well.
associated with very brilliant students of this institution and very bright teachers also. I wish for our students a very bright career, and I want to give an advice to our teachers that the best teacher is he who remains a student forever.
It gives me immense pleasure to see our students ranked within 100 in All India Civil Service Examination. Not only that, in research arena, in many fields, even in different competitive exams, our students rank topped, like GATE examinations and etc. And I feel proud to see when I find that our students are placed in best teaching profession in best universities like Oxford universities, teaching to research institute like National Institute of Singapore, etc., etc. So our best ambassadors are our students who are excelling everywhere wide across this globe.
I'm a 2011 batch pass out from Heritage Institute of Technology, Computer Science Engineering Department. Currently, I'm undergoing training as an Assistant Divisional Forest Officer in this amazing campus of FRI Dehradun, that is Forest Research Institute Dehradun, as you can see in my background. I believe it was the amazing education, the diversity of challenges which I experienced as a student of Heritage Institute of Technology, which helped to broaden my outlook, and I decided to pursue my goal and my passion for forest and wildlife. And today I have ended up as an Assistant Divisional Forest Officer, and thanks to Heritage Institute of Technology, I wish it all the best for its future journey.
I'm working as a program manager in Wipro. So proud that Heritage is completing 20 years now. Wish everyone all the best for the future. Thank you. Bye.
You know, B building used to be our biotechnology building, where we used to sit on the floor and prepare for our Viva. That was my favorite memory, sitting on the ground floor of B building and chatting and having our chit-chats. The last year of my college was amazing. All my friends there, I miss all of them. They're not here, but I'm going to take pictures and send it to them. They're all over the world. And thirdly is the canteen, because I remember there was a guy who used to make a dosa as a tent size. I could never find that tent-size dosa anywhere. So I always when I think of dosa, I think of Heritage Canteen's dosa.
Congratulations, Heritage, on 20 years. Excellent education, great faculty, and I really had a fun time. Currently, I'm working for Microsoft from its headquarters in Seattle, Washington. Cheers.
I would love to take this opportunity to share my gratitude and as well as to share my congratulations for the entire Institute of Technology for celebrating this 20 years. Thank you.
Hi, this is Joydeep from London, ISI 2007 batch. Wish you a very happy birthday, Heritage Institute of Technology.
Hi everyone, this is Monica Rekhan from CSE 2014. I'm currently working in Citi as an Assistant Vice President. I would like to wish Heritage Institute of Technology a very, very happy birthday.
I'm sure that the memorial was filled with nostalgia, and at the same point of time, it will inspire us to attain newer heights with each passing day in the next phase of our journey. We request Dr. Sujit Kumar Barua to kindly deliver the vote of thanks.
Respected Swami Attopianandaji Maharaj, Pro-Chancellor Ramakrishna Mission, Vivekananda Educational and Research Institute, Professor M Sharma, FNA, FRS, Emeritus Professor of Eminence, Institute of Chemical Technology, Mumbai, Sri H. K. Chaudhary, Chairman, Kalyan Bharati Trust, Sri P. R. Agarwala, Chairman, Board of Governors, Heritage Institute of Technology, Sri Vikram Sarup, Sri Sajjan Bhajanka, Sri H. P. Budia, Sri Vishwambar Saran, and all other senior members of Board of Trustees, as also of Board of Governors, Sri Pravi Roy, Director, KBT, our Principal, Professor Dr. Basab Chaudhary, Sri P. K. Agarwal, CEO, KBT, principals of other institutes of Heritage Group, and other distinguished dignitaries, and my dear colleagues and students. A very good afternoon to all of you. On behalf of Heritage Institute of Technology and also on of my own behalf, it is my privilege to propose a formal vote of thanks on this auspicious occasion. At the outset, I would like to thank Swami Attopiyanandaji Maharaj for all his blessings that have enriched us immensely. I also take this opportunity of thanking Professor M Sharma for accepting our invitation in spite of his busy schedule. We are thankful to him for his thought-provoking keynote address that encourages all of us present in this program. My heartfelt thanks to Professor Dr. Sujay Saha, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Professor Dr. Soma Chatterjee, Assistant Professor, Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, and Sri Arunava Mojumdar, Section Officer 2, who are the recipients of Award for Excellence 2021. Thanks are due to entire heritage team, including HODs, DCs, and members of faculty, officer, and staff for their dedication, commitment, and valuable contribution for development of our institution. It is for their immense support the Institute since inception has been able to attain many new heights in academics and co-curricular activities. I shall be failing my duties if I do not acknowledge the cooperation and support received from our DGM, Mr. Santosh Rai, Joint Registrar, Mr. Arvind Srivastav, Joint Registrar Academics, Professor Dr. Sandeep Chatterjee, Manager Systems, Mr. Devashish Karmakar, Officer on Special Duty, Srimati Rupa Mukherjee, campus administrators, campus advisors, and other support staffs to organize this program. Last but not the least, thanks are due to Professor Venu Binani of Mathematics Department for nicely conducting the program. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. At this conjuncture of this auspicious day, the newsletter of the Institute, Heritage Herald, is being revived, and this special issue will be released by our trustees and dignitaries. You all must be aware of a rendition of the national anthem by a 5-year-old Mizo girl, Esther Mate, along with the Indian Army band, which went viral recently. We shall be playing the video now. May we all please rise for the national anthem.
Yeah.